Episode 39.
Hey, this is John Lee Dumas of EO Fire, and you're listening to the Small Business Puzzle Podcast. You must be prepared to ignite.
Struggling to get your business online? You've come to the right place. Welcome to the Small Business Puzzle Podcast. Now, here's your hosts, Michael and Teresa Blaze.
Welcome to the Small Business Puzzle Podcast. I'm Michael, and I am here with my wife, the love of my life, and my business partner, my wife, Teresa.
And we've got our partner, the other part of Two Blind Marketers and Associates, Adam Garcia.
Hey guys, how you doing? Good morning, good morning.
Yes, this is morning, and we are here live at Podcast Movement.
Woohoo!
Yes, we finally made it. It was excellent.
So here's the deal, guys. We wanted to do a podcast. You know, we've done this pretty much every year that we've been here. And we decided we wanted to do a podcast of our takeaways from Podcast Movement. This, in this case, being Podcast Movement 2017.
Hashtag PM17.
Definitely. So, Adam.
Yeah.
You will lead off. What were your biggest takeaways?
Oh, man. God, there's so many. Well, first of all, you know, what we normally talk about is we talk about web accessibility, of course. And why is because it's very close to our heart. One of the things that I realized is that there are a lot of people that don't realize the intricacies of web accessibility. And what amazed me is that there are still a lot that do. They know a little bit. And in a lot of cases, that is the same with everything here, no matter what somebody's talking about. So, for example, Paul Colligan was talking about the Google Home and the Amazon Echo and all that. Some people knew about it, and other people didn't. So the biggest thing that really occurred to me was that there's a various amount of knowledge here, and if you're a podcaster and you don't come here, you're missing out on the biggest opportunity of your life, not just in networking.
Oh, man.
But also in knowledge, in learning what your trade, what this niche is about. No matter what niche you're in, whether you're in restaurant, whether you're in real estate. I mean, we've met all kinds of niches and all kinds of people.
I even met somebody that's in the Save the Frogs.
or the Indian flute playing.
Yeah, we'll tell you about that.
I
later,
hope he doesn't
guys.
hear this and offended. I had so much fun with him last night.
Yeah,
oh,
it was
man.
fun. But
he was a good sport, though.
Yeah, we met other people here too. Some big names. For example, I met Michael Selzner, which
scum!
Oh my God, I'm telling
Adam,
you,
you are so scum.
I
you
know.
should have
You
grabbed
hate
me and
beat
brought
me
us
to a
over.
pu-
I wanted to meet him.
Hey.
But no, he had to hog him all to himself.
You know, we're still going to have to beat him up for that.
You know what? I wouldn't be talking because there's one person that we met, one of the icons that you love, Leo.
Oh, my God. Oh, yes. I had the treat of my life. I met Leo Laporte last night.
Oh, yes. And you know what? What amazed me is he is so cool. Really quiet guy. But you know what? The opposite of him was his wife. I loved his wife.
His wife
man.
was a sweetheart.
His wife was a sweetheart. She talked to me as soon as I went in there, man, we started talking. We just kind of clicked right off.
Yeah.
So, which reminds me, guys, in the very near future, we are going to have some major interviews coming up.
Yes.
Including
we are.
Leo Laporte, Mr. Twit himself. So, guys, seriously, stay tuned. There's some seriously killer stuff. So, Adam, was that your only...
and Pat Flynn.
Oh, yes, and Pat Flynn.
We've been chasing that dude for 3 years, man.
That's
true. We finally got Pat Flynn to agree to an interview.
You guys finally hooked him.
So we are so excited about that. I mean, you know how you go to some conferences and, they talk about, it's a bunch of hype. You walk in and, they're selling a bunch of crap in the back.
It's a big, huge sales pitch is what it
That
tends
is
to be.
Yeah, it's a huge sales pitch.
That's not true.
That's not
you know what I
podcast
found
movement.
out, guys, from Mr. Selzner? His the social media marketing world, the one I've been begging you guys to let me go to?
Yes.
Well, this event is just completely off the hook. He says it's the biggest networking thing in the world. I mean, I can just imagine what it's like just to see him there, and I can just imagine how much networking goes on. I mean, remember now, this is all about social media.
Yeah, and actually,
that's what amazed me.
The first party, as I understand, is usually held on the deck of an aircraft carrier.
Yeah, I
mean, how cool
and
is
it's always
that?
in San Diego. Every time it's nowhere else in the world. Always in San Diego. I thought it was in different places until Mr. Selzner went ahead and told me differently.
Yeah.
So, that being said, Adam, was that your only takeaways?
No. I mean, there were so many takeaways. I don't even know how to choose them. I mean, one of the things that amazed me is, I'm just starting in podcasting, guys, of my own, mind you. And I'm going to kind of do a little plug here, guys. The podcast I'm going to be coming out is going to be called The Restaurant Marketeer. And the reason why is because if you've read my bio, you know that in previous years I was an executive chef. And yes, I did everything you can think of in the world when it comes to the restaurant industry. So I've actually learned all the marketing techniques that I know of primarily in the restaurant industry when it comes to offline marketing.
And if you've never had Adam's ghost cheese, you're missing out.
Yes, it's a special recipe I came up with. But hey, you got to listen to the Restaurant Marketeer when it comes out.
You'll have to share that recipe out.
I'm going to try to have it come out around 2018, guys. I'm already recording and getting them edited and everything, but I'm going to have it come out about 2018. I'm thinking January or February.
I think that's wise, Adam. I really do.
Yeah, the biggest takeaway that I have had of this whole entire event was actually the one that we attended with Paul Colligan.
Oh, no doubt.
Having to do
no doubt. That was a highlight for me,
Echo.
too.
Mm-hmm. I thought this stuff was automatic.
Right.
I didn't know that you actually had to go and get this done, and then get the biggest part that I saw was the skill.
Yeah.
And Michael, why don't you explain that a little bit?
Okay. I'm sure anybody who has messed with...
she who must not be named. We don't want to set her off.
Yeah. Amazon Echo. Echo or a Dot. We have a Dot at the house. But you can add these little tasks called skills. For example, you can add...
Well, like for us, we have a game. Hey, so-and-so play 24.
Right.
And it's just little things like that, and you can actually enable a skill or get one created so that you can have enable the Small Business Puzzle podcast.
Right.
And then you tell her, hey, play the Small Business Puzzle podcast, and it will automatically play it. So.
And I tried to actually set this up. It's not as straightforward as I would like. I just don't. I'm not a programmer, nor did I stay at a Holiday Inn Express last night, unfortunately.
God, I wish we stayed at a Holiday Inn Express.
Yeah, we had to do the Motel 6 thing. But
hey,
you know what? It was worth it.
They have really been cool to us. I love
those
guys.
They really have. And it was affordable. We were able to make it happen. So that's the important thing. I mean, it's been a long week. I'm not looking forward to the bus ride back.
No.
18 hours or whatever it is.
So, that being said, we are going to be making some very big strides. I'm going to be looking into possibly getting an app for the show done.
Right.
We're going to be looking into making sure everything is on our smart home devices so that you guys can listen to us whenever you want, however you want.
Right.
Oh, and by the way, I'm not the only one that's coming out with a podcast. Mind you, I am coming out with 2 in 2018. Teresa's coming out with 1, and Michael's just hanging back.
No,
I got my hands full with SBP, man. We gotta take care of our peeps. You know?
I agree.
So, no, I will when the time is right. I'll tell you more about my podcast. So.
And there is another development something I've been thinking about, but I really feel like we need to go ahead and do it.
What's
we
that?
want to be able to interact with you guys.
Yeah, that's true.
It'd be nice if we could get you live on the air. But it's a little hard since since most of the time we do these pre-recorded. But we want to get you guys interacting with us, and where we can answer questions, and where we can address issues and deliver some awesome content outside of the Small Business Puzzle podcast. So what we are going to be doing is setting up a Facebook group probably in the next few weeks.
And it'll be completely free of charge, no cost, no nothing. And
wait, completely free?
Yeah.
Nobody passed this by me.
Well, you now know.
Yeah.
Great.
You've been educated.
Last minute.
You
Not
have
good.
been informed.
No, we want to do right by you guys, so we want to do
Yeah.
it completely free, and then and we just want to create a community. Let's see what we can accomplish, you guys.
Yes, definitely.
So, Michael,
The other thing I was thinking about. Oh,
Okay.
go ahead, babe.
I was going to ask you your takeaways from Podcast Movement.
Well, I have to echo most of what Adam said. But the biggest thing that I've noticed is 2 years ago, 3 years ago now, Teresa and I attended the first Podcast Movement in Fort Worth.
Which, mind you, they told me about and wouldn't take me. You meanies, you.
Unfortunately, it wasn't possible at the time.
Oh, it was possible. You could have hid me in your duffel bag or something.
I thought about it, but I couldn't imagine trying to carry that thing.
No, that wouldn't have happened.
Anyway.
Yeah, I'm light.
Anyway. No, you're not. But, one of the things that we talked to vendors about was the accessibility.
We've talked to a lot of people about the accessibility.
Yeah, but we're talking about in Fort Worth.
Yeah.
A couple of years ago.
Yeah, I know.
And almost nobody either knew what we were talking about or
It was kind
they
of
were
on
like,
their mind, but they weren't really moving on it.
Right. And last year, when we went to Chicago, it was a little bit better. But this year, it's like everybody and their brother said, "Yeah, that's on our radar. We're going to take care of that."
Yes.
And
yes,
so
absolutely.
we're telling them, "Hey, if you want us to beta test anything for you, please let us know."
And we've got
we
a lot
want your stuff to be accessible.
And we got a lot of people that are going to be taking us up on that. So yeah, I mean, there's
And that's one other takeaway I wanted to tell you guys about.
Hey, my takeaway time, not yours.
Let me just squeeze this in. Because, Michael, this is different for me, okay? And the reason why I say that is because one of the things that I thought is with the big guys that are around here, like John Lee Dumas and Michael Selzner and Paul Colligan and all these guys, the amazing thing I realized is these guys are normal people. These aren't like some kind of superstar. I mean, they're normal people. They sit there, they talk to you, they laugh with you, they actually interact with you. Man, these people are outstanding here. They really, I love every one of them. Hey, and for everybody who is at Podcast Movement and listening, I would like to do a little quick invite. We would like to take a group photo with as many podcasters that are out there here at the Podcast Movement. So whether you're with a podcast or you're a vendor, I would love for you guys to come take a photo with us. I would like to go ahead and do that photo right over here in front of the registration, the normal registration for everybody, for the attendees.
You heard it.
So there you go.
And if you're not, this the episode probably won't go up until later on, but when we'll think of you being here in spirit too.
Absolutely.
Okay, so the other takeaway that I had actually started before Podcast Movement, and that was our crowdfunding.
Yes.
Yeah, because of the fact of our lack of funds, we decided to do a crowdfunding campaign.
As you guys are well aware.
And to be honest with you, we did everything wrong.
Yeah, we did. But mind you, this is something that we have always been good at. We mess up, right? Mm-hmm. But we don't leave it like that.
Right.
If you leave it like that, that's what I consider true failure. And it's not true failure as long as you're moving forward.
It's not failure.
Exactly. And if you're taking...
It's not failure.
Even if you're taking baby steps, right?
Right.
At least you're continuing to move forward. And that's the most important thing that I want to make key here.
Definitely.
If you keep moving forward, you will not fail. Ever.
We learned some valuable lessons from it.
And
I think we're going to probably do a full episode on that.
Yeah, I
either
think
that
so
or a
too.
blog post. I will probably write a blog post and put it up on
Why
SBP.
can't we do both?
Let's do both.
Likely
Let's
both.
do both.
Yeah. So,
I have stated we will do
fine.
both.
We'll do both. Anyway.
Okay.
Yeah. So no, the crowdfunding was a big takeaway.
Okay.
Guys, for me, as far as my takeaways, okay, we've been at Podcast Movement for like 3 times.
Well, you guys have been here 3 times.
Well, yes. Okay. And the first 2, we were doing the whole, we go to the sessions. We go to a lot of the sessions, and we get a lot of information. And, we were in learning mode, okay? And so we came, and we were just learning and learning and learning.
Of which I'm doing now, Mike.
Right. Adam is now in that mode now. But, like, this year for Mike and me, at least this year for me, I was like, I am not as much interested in the sessions, although there were 2 that I attended that I thought were very well done, and I took a lot away from them. And one of them was, I will echo the sentiments of my 2 compadres over here, Paul Colligan session. That was incredible.
Outstanding.
Yes.
Oh, and Jonathan's
So
session
awesome,
on
man.
Patreon.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. Jonathan's session on Patreon, I attended one on how to sell yourself without selling your soul or something like that, and it was,
Yeah.
you know
it
what?
was pretty cool.
It was eye-opening.
I am going to be using that for my future podcast later on, you know.
Oh, and I'm so glad that they're recording it, because some of these, you got to understand, because I'm in learning mode, I went to some of the more basic ones for new podcasters and stuff, just to try to get an understanding of what's going on, guys.
Yeah.
For my podcast. And the thing I understood is, at first I didn't know this. I didn't learn this until after we got here. We were speakers at this event, and amazingly enough, we're getting access to all the recordings here at Podcast Movement. I'm like, yay! I get to watch all of them.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of sessions that I want.
my God.
I wish I could have attended, but like for
You can
example,
only
when
attend
we were
so many
doing
sessions
exactly.
at the same time.
I
Well,
mean,
yeah.
like John Lee Dumas. Who was it? No, it wasn't
Jade
Dumas.
Easley? No.
Who was it?
It was,
Michael Selzner,
Yeah.
Amy Porterfield,
And
Porterfield.
Pat Flynn all on one stage. I
Yes.
mean, I would have loved to have been in that session. I'm sure it was standing room only.
Yeah,
No kidding.
But
But,
you know what? It was standing room only at Paul Colligan's session.
Yeah, it was.
Oh my God!
We
I
were like
didn't
in this
know it was
glass
that big.
box, man. It was pretty crazy.
But, like, seriously, guys, the thing that I got, like, for me this year, I wasn't as much focused on the sessions as I was the networking. They say that, you make the money in the networking, and you know
Yeah.
what? That is, like, so true, okay?
Oh, and let me
And
tell you
it's
something.
critical now with our format change at the beginning of the year that we make these connections, because this is how we're going to get our content. Since we're not doing content-only shows as much or at all, depending on how things go. I don't know about you guys, but I enjoy the interview show.
Oh, yeah.
Oh man, you know what? I loved all of the sessions that I attended. I loved speaking at the one session that we did, and amazingly enough, you know what I really, really enjoyed?
What's that?
Every podcaster out there, man. These
Oh,
guys
yeah.
are so cool.
They are.
You talk to them, you sit there, and they have such wonderful stories, such funny stories.
And it
They
doesn't
have so
matter
many
how
cool
you
things,
look.
man. I love it.
It doesn't matter how you look. It
No.
doesn't matter how you dress. Nobody's going to look
Unless
down
you're
on
naked,
you.
don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that. And, those guys with the badges, they might not appreciate that much.
Yeah, really.
Well, it depends on what badges they have, but yeah.
Adam always having to have the last word.
Yes.
This is what I put up with the last 26
Yeah,
years.
yeah. Get with the program.
So, you know
But
what? That being said, guys, Podcast Movement 2017, it was beautiful.
Yes,
I want to
yes.
actually take some time before we kind of cut out, guys. I want to thank Talkshoe, and I want to thank Shure Mics for letting us do this podcast and doing it live.
Oh, and
Pretty
by the
cool
way,
mics,
guys, I'm going to
actually.
buy a Shure mic, man.
Are
I
you?
am. Well, eventually. I'm going to try to get it like 6 months after my podcast starts.
So
I want one so badly.
And the other thing, guys, I want to actually publicly thank Jared Easley and Dan Franks.
Oh, no doubt.
I mean, they are a stand-up
Yes.
class act couple of guys.
Yeah.
And
you know what? So is John Lee Dumas. I don't know if I told you this, guys. You know what he did? You know how he has that Freedom Journal and the Mastery Journal? Mm-hmm. Well, Mike bought me the Freedom Journal, right?
Right,
He
right.
got it for me, what was it, last year, I think, right, Mike?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was last year. Well, he has the Mastery Journal out now. JLD gave me the Mastery Journal.
Oh, that's sick.
And I was like, oh, my God, are you serious?
And you got it signed, too.
And I got it signed. And one of the things that I did, because I wanted to help JLD out, one of the things I did was, I think you were there, Michael, there was this girl, I'm not going to say her name, but there was this girl who was talking about it and how it would change her life. And she didn't listen to it. And the funny part is I told her this. I said, I'll tell you what. I'll make you a deal. I will buy you JLD's book, The Mastery Journal. okay? And you've got to follow it, and you've got to read it, and you've got to do everything in it. But if you get a relationship during the 100 days, that's the time period of the Mastery Journal. If you get a relationship in 100 days, because that's what she wanted. She wanted a relationship. I said, if you get a relationship in 100 days, you get to keep the journal, and all you got to do is just pay me back the price of the journal. Now, if you don't, I will give you $20, plus you get to keep the Mastery Journal.
That's cool.
I think I like the way you did that, Adam. I really do.
Yeah, that's actually very, very...
I love doing that kind of thing because, man, I love JLG stuff. I did the Freedom Journal, and oh, my God, it was outstanding. But
it is awesome.
So, that was one of the things I wanted to tell you about.
Yeah.
JLD's cool about
There is one other person there are one group of people that we have to
really?
thank.
Who's that?
Podcast website.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
Ramona,
I could not tell you how much we appreciate
John
them.
and what's her name? Kate?
Mark Asquith.
No. I'm talking about the other guys, the ones that we met at the bowling, the ones you introduced me to, Michael.
Oh, Kieran.
Oh, Kieran, his wife.
Yes.
And Mark Asquith.
Yes.
And Ramona.
Yeah. Yep. Oh, Ramona's so cool. I love
Ramona
her.
is awesome.
So,
if you guys are going to host a podcast,
definitely go to podcast.
Go to podcast website.
Yes, definitely.
And if you want to use our URL and give us some love, you can do it at sbppodcast.com/PW.
And we'll put that in the show notes as well.
Definitely.
It'll definitely be in the show notes.
Oh, and one thing I want to tell you about Talkshoe, I gave them a cool idea. Because all they had was the shoelaces.
Yep.
They were giving out here. I told them what you need to do is you need to get a nice light hoodie and put the shoelaces in, and then at the end of the shoelaces have a couple of little tiny shoes. So I'm hoping they'll take that into accord and have something like that next year at the podcast movement.
So
yeah, guys, Talkshoe. Remember that little idea I gave you?
Yep.
So take that to the bank.
All right. So that being said, guys, we got to cut out, but you know what? It's been a pleasure. I'm Michael, or I'm Teresa.
Nice to know you switched change there. Yeah. Let me do this.
No. You're last. You're last. I am the host here.
Fine.
I'm Michael.
I'm Teresa.
And I'm Adam.
And we're out.
Later,
Live
guys.
from Podcast Movement.
You've been listening to the Small Business Puzzle Podcast. To catch all our past shows, visit sbppodcast.com.